Today, I wanted to talk about some of what I notice emotionally that happens in the experience of complexity. And I think about this as the experience of repetition, of unmet needs, of expression that has been held back, a sense of unsafety with who to approach and what can be said. And there are many things that this leads to in the body. The reason I speak about these things is because the the therapeutic model, the ways in which as therapists we are expected to reach towards client is not very specific. It's the same approach irrespective of what it is that you're experiencing. And when we think about some of these aspects of life, of feeling unresponded to, feeling unmet, feeling unseen, then as a therapist, it's really important to make adaptation and find ways in which you can meet the client from a different experience, from a different role. And this means that the therapist will have to expand some of the constraints that are attached to what is seen as being a good therapist, and really think about how to bring more of their presence and imperfection and humanity into the experience of engaging with clients. Some of the things that appear in the therapeutic work that I do, the first one is, will you know when I disappear? Will you notice that I'm not here? Will you miss me if you see me not present with you? And this I see as a biological imperative to be found. We have this seeking system that's always looking for connection. And this appears in session in small ways and in big ways. And so as a therapist, it's really important for me to be really attentive to very small moments when I notice my client disappear in space or disappear in connection to me, disappear in the logistics or the practical aspects of making time for session. And sometimes the therapeutic approaches hold all of this quite rigidly without really understanding that this is almost a playback of a testing of threshold with a therapist to see if the same patterns will be repeated or something new might happen here. The second thing that I find happen is, will you be okay with me when I'm imperfect? And this appears in holding oneself in a very particular way, being really careful about how to meet the therapist, being really prepared or being able to say the right thing. And in this scenario, looking is for what happens if I mess it up, what happens if you find out that I'm not as perfect as you think I am. And in this experience, for me, I have to make myself as a therapist clunky. I have to make some imperfect maneuvers or moves. I have to play in ways that can replicate this experience of experimenting without knowing, and that can support this particular system. Is looking for predictability, but looking for predictability in terms of outcome and not necessarily predictability in terms of safety and unconditionality. I've been reflecting a lot about this topic, and I hope some of my explorations are useful to you, both as a therapist who may be experiencing similar dilemmas, as well as a client who perhaps is expecting something more from their therapist. You're expecting your therapist to show you a different way of being. Thank you so much for your time here, and I hope to be able to speak to you soon. In the meanwhile, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe. I am posting one YouTube short every week and also posting a longer video every month, and I would really appreciate your encouragement. Thank you so much. Bye.